how it works and how it benefits very small businesses or any kind of business owner. So over to Laura.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to point out something, just so that you don't think I'm a bit half-cooked. But I've got a bit of a bad back and a bad neck, so if I'm like that, or I'm like that, I'm not doing any dodgy dance, that's the reason. First, I just want to say thank you to Menta and to Teresa and to the team for letting us come along and have a chat to you. I've met loads of different people over the last few months, and it's brilliant. And I have to say, our network is across the UK and it's connecting businesses online at any time. One of the things we've really noticed is that something like Menta, it is not replicated across the UK. And when we talk about things that we do or things that we go to, loads of our members and network people are coming and saying, well, is there something that is done in our area? So I just wanted to say thank you, and you know, we really are very lucky. What I thought I'd do is not drone on too long, but just impart some top 10 tips that we've picked up through running the network and dealing with business owners every single day. And hopefully the little tips that we give you will give you some food for thought and things to think about and take away. If you've got any questions, then you can just give us a shout. Tip number 1 is know your limits. Now, all of us set up our businesses around our skill set. Now, whether your skill set is in web, whether it's in some kind of holistic service, whether it's design, technology, whatever it is, that's brilliant. But when you run your own business, there's so much more you need to understand. You've got to be a bit of an accountant, you've got to be a bit of an SEO expert, or you think you've got to be a bit of all these different things. Trust me, you don't. There's so much help and support available and so many great businesses to connect with. You mustn't feel like you're in it on your own. Has anyone felt like that? Yep. Can you all hear me? I don't know if it's the Scottish voice or if it's the... I think the Bridge Club are even listening. I felt like that. You sit there and running your own business, it can be really lonely. If you don't have someone to bounce ideas off, it's 11 o'clock at night and you've got a presentation the next day and your website's went up to top and you don't know what to do and something's happening. And yes, you can have partners or friends and things like that who you can talk to, but the only people who really understand is other people who are in the same position as you. And that's why he said he wanted to be in the background, but I have to point to Gav. That's why he set up the business circle in the first place. Because he was a business owner who, I worked in corporate, I was away all the time, Gav had to look after the kids full time and run a business from home. He couldn't do face to face, it just wasn't physically possible. And he wanted to find somewhere online that he could connect and find like-minded business people to talk to and to share ideas and things with. So we've all felt like that, and my number 1 tip is you're not superhuman. And don't think you're superhuman. There's lots of help and support and advice out there, and you never ever have to feel alone. Which leads me on to reach out and ask. When you're in school, you get told there's never a stupid question. And that applies even more so when you run your own business. There's loads of different places you can reach out to. Being here today and meeting people face to face, that's reaching out and chatting to people. Things about R&D, things about tax, I've got no idea. But there'll be someone who can, so use the network that you build up and try and reach out and help them. UKBC started out as a new project to Gavs, and I have to say I absolutely hated it because he was online all the time, making all these contacts, connecting all these people, and it drove me absolutely potty. And I kept saying, will you stop going on that thing? But it has morphed into something that we never thought it could be. And the reason for that is because he set it up originally as a closed Facebook group. Closed because he wanted somewhere that business owners could go and have a bit of a moan, to be honest, if they wanted to, and ask a question and feel safe and secure. It's grown so much since then. There's lots of forums and things out there. And there's ways to engage that it doesn't have to feel like it's clicky. Anyone is welcome. We run and we help support other networks. I'll come on to talk a bit more about that in a minute. For God's sake, if you don't know something, pick up the phone. Whether it's someone who you met at a networking meeting, whether it's our phone rings constantly, and all it is people saying, can I just ask? Would you just mind? And we love that, and the reason we love that is because if we don't know the answer, we know a man who can. Or a woman, which is even better. Right. Don't spend a penny without checking first. One of the major things that happens is that when people stumble across us, we'll get a phone call and we've actually had some really sad cases where people have went to the extent of remortgaging their houses to pay for a website, which should just never ever happen. It happened to us, we were scammed. We got a phone call saying, if you pay us 700 quid, we can guarantee that we're going to make your website ping and we're going to get all these different sets of traffic. It doesn't work. And that's why, for the networks that you build up around your area and online, you know that you can check. And one of the things we listened to, particularly when we were out and about meeting different people, was, I haven't got time to check. I'm running a business, I just need to get on and do. And so one of the things that we're piloting is that we've built a get a quote system. Because everybody who's in our network, we know that we can trust them, we know that they deliver great service. If they don't and they're rubbish, then we don't want them in there. And people can come and just get quotes direct. So that's something that we're trying out to try and help the businesses and the people save time. Now, you don't own me, I own you. And it sounds like a really obvious statement, but please make sure that you definitely own and you definitely control your own business. Particularly when it comes to your presence online. Now, there is the most amazing proper web companies and web developers who we get to meet all the time, and that's what you want. But one of the major stumbling blocks we come across is people who actually, when we look into it, or one of our web guys looks into it, you don't actually own your own domain. If you don't own your own domain, you don't own that site online. So just think about it. If you're worried about it, again, go back and just ask. Right. Don't be afraid of the competition, because it's not really a competition unless you're an absolute clone right down to DNA of the person who's running another business in your field. It is not competition. The best collaborations that happen within our network are people that work together. So, for example, if you've got, we've got photographers who are based in Cornwall and Devon. They pick up leads and they can pick up jobs all over the UK, but they need to be connected to other photographers and other videographers all over the country. So Don't be afraid of the competition. Look for opportunities and grab them. When you're engaging online, it's not all about you. No one wants to hear me. Have manners. Say thank you, be polite. Just because you've got a 140 character limit doesn't mean to say that you can't still have manners and still be a bit old-fashioned. And if you get a little, you'll be amazed at what you get back. Let people see the person behind the business. Logos are amazing. Love logos, and they're really enticing. But these are the people who we know and who we talk to every single day. Well, not all of them, because I can't fit 1,400 people on a slide. No, she's going to kill me. Just two quick things I wanted to point out. Create something that you're really, really proud of and talk to your customers about it. Penny, the lady on the right, she owns a sweet company. Did amazing, got a massive big break recently to go do a huge event in London with a great hotel and a big celebrity. On the way back, Penny had a major accident and she's lucky to be here today. What I'm proud of is that because people have built up connections online and relationships and know Penny, instantly the network stepped in and said, Penny, don't worry about your business, how can we help you? The one on the right, the big tall fella with the beard, that's Henry. Henry had his gallbladder removed on Tuesday. He's been really, really poorly. It's got nothing related to business, but it helps us understand. And actually we do care about Henry and Katie as well. And the gorgeous Elaine, who we absolutely love and helps us every single day. Don't panic, there's always help and support right at your fingertips 24/7.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, God.
And the last tip is be yourself and be proud of it. Whether you're a mum who's running a business and has got a baby puking over your shoulder when you're trying to answer the phone, so what? This is who we are. This is me, Gav, our 2 kids, our 2 nutty dogs, and our 24-year-old cat Charlie. And we're proud of it. We don't pretend to be anything we're not, and let people see who you are behind your business. And that's it from me, Laura, UKBC.
Thank you, Laura. I don't know about you, but I certainly like to see the personal side of people. You know, we all tend to put on our corporate front, whether it be ourselves or as owner managers or whether we're going into work. But it's, you know, people buy people. I'm a firm believer in that. And if they see the real you, then they know what they're getting. And 9 times out of 10, everybody loves it. So, thank you, Laura. It's been great. Right, okay. Last but not least is the business draw for a lovely